Check. 1, 2. Is this thing even on? Does it even work? Does this piece of garbage even work? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. Every single Saturday morning, we do a quick update for you to keep you privy to what's happening in the game. Let's get into it. I'll see you in a second. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you. This man says, I'm reasonably new, and I'd like to start investing in the Crypto Lifer Trading Group. Any wishes to experience some feedback, please? Interesting. Rio De Niro in the house. Shout out to Rob James. Shout out to everybody here. Avatar. Shout out to Grace Protocol. Shout out to Crypto Maniac, Crypto Plumber, Sin Games, Studio 388, Stevie McD, Boots and Cats. Shout out to my lovers of life. We love each and every one of you, and we're so happy to have you here on the live stream with each and every one of us every single day. Let's bring back that music. Let's run it in. If you're in my trading group, every single morning you get an update for Bitcoin, usually around 7 to 8 in the morning, all right? And I like to do the updates for free on the weekends so people can see what they would get if they joined the trading group. Just might be privy to some information. You just might catch a long or a short, something in your favor. So last night, we were watching this all day. It was a symmetrical triangle for Bitcoin on the 7-minute. Eventually, it would break to the downside and go somewhat sideways. Bitcoin has been sideways, battling 30,000. The key level is 30,300. That is going to be that weekly support and resistance that I've brought up numerous times. If you want to see the big picture, come to my live stream, or even just go to my live stream from yesterday and click on the timestamp Bitcoin, because you're going to get the weekly. You're going to get the big time frames too as well. So I just see us still inside of this pennant here. Symmetrical triangle just extended sideways with a big measured move. You know, it has a measured move, which I would just say the length of the base of the triangle. And it could go either way. Go up or down. It is a symmetrical triangle. You can hit control just to grab something like that and use it like that if you want to just double up. So what do I see happening? I mean, we were in this broadening falling wedge. We broke to the upside, hit the top of the channel, which I suggested, which was crazy. We came back down, found the bullish divergence, which we did find, remember, together on the weekly live stream Thursday night. We traded it. I traded it live in front of my trading group. We hit a gain, all right? We watched it pump. We hit a resistance, which was the previous support right there, which was resistance right here, 30,489, 4,500. We came back. We hit a support at 30,100. We bounced, and so far, right now, we have about a bit of a double bottom here forming on the 7-minute, similar to yesterday, where we got this double bottom breakout here. Remember what's calling this flag right here? That was pretty crazy. Remember yesterday, the pump, the dump, the pump, and then the finish pump. We called this long right here. I opened a long in my trading group, called it to the upside, right? So it's kind of where we stand right now with BTC. Is just pretty flat, going sideways for most of the day. Let's take a look at our 1-hour time frame as it's getting oversold. Wants to make a bit of a move. I'm going to use another time frame to look at price action. But right now, the 7-minute kind of has me staring at it a little bit, taking a look. BOOKMAP. Let's see what happens to BOOKMAP. Link in the description of BOOKMAP if you would like. You won't get it any less expensive than through my link. So jump on into BOOKMAP through the link. Get yourself a subscription today. I would greatly appreciate it. It does help the channel. All right. I do get a commission from that, so I'd really appreciate it if you did want to use BOOKMAP and you use it through my link. Cumulative volume delta, the negative tells you there's more shorts than longs, all right? That's the CVD. So when we see that, we know there's more shorts than longs, meaning that we know there's a lot of stop losses up here for people that are short. Now, we see a big order down here at 29.6. That's the biggest order on the board right now, closest to price action. It does suggest that we could get a move. Look how slow price action is right now, just kind of dripping. It's what happens to volume on the weekends. It gets pretty slow, all right? This is a heat map order book, just like if you were looking at infrared goggles and you saw more people in a clustered area, they'd be dark red. If there's more orders, the bigger the order, the darker the red it is. So if there's a huge dark red area, I know that's a big fat order for bitty Bitcoins. Looking at just like the smaller time frame ideas here, we see we're kind of surrounded by a little liquidity on both sides. We could go either way, and we do see this big order up here, 30,500. It's slightly closer, but right now we're being straddled by two liquidity bosses, somewhere at 30,005, somewhere at 29.8. Either way, I will say that this one is closer, and usually we do hit the closest set of liquidity, which means we may go higher to 30,500, based on probability of using that indicator multiple times. But you never know. There's no guarantees there with that. This kind of looks like a descending triangle, to be honest. See that? Pretty much of a flat bottom. They tend to break to the downside 68% of the time. So more than likely, this would break down. All right? So kind of removing the idea. It's got some symmetrical vibes, I guess. But it's really leaning towards a descending triangle. They tend to break down more than they break up. Right now, the 7-minute is showing signs of a roll, of it rolling over to the downside. So right now, Bitcoin looks bearish, like it may break out of this little flag to the downside. So I'd wait out the 7-minute, see what it can do. 7-minute doesn't look amazing. I'm going to look at the USD Coinbase chart. I'm going to delete everything. This is what I do for clarity probably every day. I go to the 3-day chart, weekly, whatever. I need to see a bigger time frame. And I do this for my own head. I mean, I do it. You guys get the analysis, but I just do this for myself. I need to see price action in this clear, like in all of its clarity. Otherwise, I can't get a good sense of what's happening. So we know we're at this resistance area that we have to flip this area, right? And we know that we have support pretty much right down here. So we're kind of in between two heavy regions. We've got a little bit of support right here too, because this was a bit of a, that was a previous support region, resistance. We came back above it. It's funny that we haven't retested 27,000 or 28,000. It's interesting. I'm on the board that as long as the 3-day stays above the 200 SMA here, we have ourselves a bit of a rally coming to the upside. So I'm watching this closely, but this flag tells me that we could break out nicely on the 3-day chart, and we're still inside of a bull flag to 37,000. So this is highly probable based on us staying above this yellow line. As long as we stay above this yellow line, this is highly, highly probable. All right. Something that you won't really see on any other channel, any other analysis like that. Let's look at our daily. Our daily is also kind of still forming a bit of a flag here. And I'm calling it a broadening wedge, It's one of these. It's a bullish megaphone, which they still break to the upside. And what we're looking for is this bounce. What we want this bounce. The daily closed red yesterday, but we really wanted to see this bounce out to the top of the channel. Oh no, the daily closed green. Forgive me, please. This is our daily candle, closed at 11 hours. So yesterday, the daily candle closed at 29,000. It opened at 29,895. The high was 30,456. The low was 29.7, and it closed at 30,352. Up $452 on the day. So at least we got the bounce. We did get the initial bounce. And I did call an initial bounce out of this to the upside. 22-hour also very oversold. Looks like you could get a bounce to the upside. 4-hour had its move, but look, it's kind of just playing games here. That's why we've had this in a broadening wedge too, see? Funny, it's all broadening wedges. You see this? So this is a falling broadening wedge. This is a bullish megaphone as far as I'm concerned. So I'm looking for this breakout. I'm looking for this retest of this point of control and this break to the upside on the 4-hour time frame. That's just what this pattern normally does. All right, this is what we're looking for. The 200 is the outlier. We want to see price action go up and down and eventually get closer to the 200. Otherwise, we will come down and touch the 200 SMA. And we can. I'm still watching as this is a possible BART Simpson. Side head. All right, you got a gap in the VRVP here. Super important that you hold this level and get a bounce back to the top of the channel, then maybe get the bounce on out of here once you break above the resistance zone. So this is what I see happening for Bitcoin on the 1 hour time frame. I'm expecting some type of bounce here, but the smaller time frames need to play ball. 15-minute has to break on out to the upside. So let's take a look here. And this brings us back to where we were on the other chart, right? Which is this smaller, and this is why you get the whole picture, the zoom in, the zoom out, and kind of everything brought to you in a clean cut manner. So the 15-minute for Bitcoin, I guess I could still give it symmetrical triangle vibes. I'll let it slide. It's close to that descending, but symmetrical. So we need this to break out. First thing that needs to happen for all the other bullishness, this has to break to the upside, right? So sideways price action. There's the trade. Possible move back to the upside for Bitcoin. Low volume Saturday. Sometimes I don't trade Saturdays. I would almost just wait it out. But be careful. Anything could happen. Right now we do have this divergence, which we played from, and we bounced 2 times now off this area. This is a bit of a double bottom right there on the 15-minute time frame. So I put in the work watching the 7. If the 7 can hold this trend line and not dump on us, because the 7's looking pretty bearish inside this little flag here. If the 7 doesn't dump out of this and holds the zone, good chance that the 15-minute does the double bottom. Kind of an Adam and Eve beginning to form here for Bitcoin. So watching the smaller time frames for confirmation of that we don't lose support basically at about 30,200, 30,150. That area really can be breached. We breach that, we're likely to fall down to the bottom of the pattern, and we can, then we'll reconvene. We'll kind of come down somewhere here or here. So what do I see happening? Would I open a long or a short? What am I playing? I'm waiting for the 7-minute to confirm that you're holding the zone. And then if the 7-minute holds the zone, 15-minute breaks on out, I'd look for a retest on the 15-minute of this point of control to play the 1 hour to the upside. And that's how I would look at Bitcoin for the day. When I get back tonight at 8 p.m., where do I see Bitcoin? I bet it's probably somewhere right here. It had went sideways and did a slight breakout, and it's somewhere in this circled zone. So I'll keep that up, and I'll be back tonight at 8 p.m. We'll go over it to see what happened to Bitty Bitcoin. Shout out to everybody in the chat. God bless you. Big buy wall still down to 29.5. I'm back. I've missed this amazing family. Shout out to Trevor TVA. God bless you, brother. Thanks, Sammy Cup and Hattie. Believe a spy line in around 32K also. Could be fake orders. Amen. Studio. Shout out to Gina Bombina in the house. We love you. Shout out to Lifer Adam. Shout out to 3K. Shout out to everybody here. May God bless each and every one of you. Shout out to Zero Allegiance. D Shuffle. Grace Protocol. Wow. Dana Schwartz. 210 Broke. My man. TVO 10 bro ache. Shout out to Gloves Ends. Shout out to Golden Giant 58. My man. Shout out to Jacob Bell. Shout out to Michael McEachern. We love you, brother. The McEachern family. Bit Birdman with the 777s. Ultimate Finish. Judge Bibbles. And how's everybody doing on this Saturday? July 8th. All right. Thank you. Bless you and the family. Hope you're doing great. Thank you. I don't know if you were here. My dad passed away in May. And that's been like the big kind of story of my life. That's been like the crushing moment. And yeah, that's what this little dove is here on the bottom of my screen for my father. Celebrate Jimmy Price. Still can't believe I lost my dad. He was he loved life, man. He loved people. He loved life. He really did. He's like the funnest person to go to a restaurant with. You always have a good time. He was rough around the edges. Some days he could be tough. I'll be honest. He wasn't always in the greatest mood every single day of his life. But you know what? If you needed something, he gave it to you. I had hockey skates. I had the nicest hockey skates. Bauer 4000s back in the day. I never missed a hockey game. I was never late to practice once. I was never late to a hockey game. Not once did he show up. Oh, I was doing something. My dad was always on time. Every single time, man. Like literally, like I can't tell you one day he wasn't on time. Cherish your loved ones. This is a TA show, and I'm supposed to be only TA every day. But I'm a human being living a life, and this is my life with you every day. And so I share my life with each and every one of you. That's the difference between this channel and a lot of other channels, is I opened up myself to each and every one of you because I love life and I want that connection and I want that type of community. And you know what? That makes other people open up. And then my community gets really, really strong. And that's really how you lead. You lead by being vulnerable, by showing your inner pain, what you've gone through. And Trevor TVA, sorry, man. Lost my dad at 21 to bladder. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. So every time I put the story, people tell me about losing their dad way younger than I did. I was 40 years old, you know. Sam, you inspire us all every day to keep pushing through it. We love you. Yeah, you know, and I truly believe maybe in a way God had my dad pass at this time in my life because I could be a guiding light to other people who are going through a tough time. And they could be like, if this guy can show up every day and keep doing his technical analysis, which takes heavy focus and heavy discipline and all of his brain power, then what else can I do with my life, you know? And I can't feel sorry for myself. Sam's not feeling sorry for himself. I can't feel sorry for myself. Lost my mom, but today's my birthday, and we continue their legacy. Grace, you know, I remember when you were in the group and you were telling me about you losing your mom, and I felt the pain of everyone losing their parents, but I didn't know the pain. And I imagined how heavy it was, but I had no idea what it was really like. My dad dipped when I was 14. Your dad did his job. Look who he made. How many people you lead. You just hit me hard with that line. You hit me hard. I remember you playing a message from him. I heard a man today at peace with his life and family. Funny, your dad died lifting weights with a heart attack. Hey, at least he was doing what he did, right? He was lifting weights when he passed. Lost my dad in 2007, and my mom had a heart attack last week and banged her head crack open. They brought her back. Now she's in intensive care. I'm so sorry to hear that. See? It could always be different. It could always be worse. Yeah, man, I don't even really know my parents. See what good parents can bring into the world. Amen. Thank you, Jimmy, for making the man we have today. R.I.P. God bless you, Zero Allegiance. That'll go into infinity. I always said to my kids, family is all you got, man. All the other buzz is just noise. My dad said the same thing. Shout out to Judge Bibbles. We love you. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of make this a family moment because normally it's a more intimate setting on the Saturday mornings. And I just want to let each and every one know I love you all. And I thank you all for being here with me throughout this moment. And as we go through this slow summer and, you know, we push through looking for gains and fun and Bitcoin moves, I just want to say God bless each and every single one of you. Thank you for all of your just constant support. This group has got me through the toughest time in my life. And shout out to each and every one of you. You're all wonderful people. Thank you for everything. I'll be back tonight at 8 p.m. to break down the charts, talk about Bitcoin, and do what we do every single day. I love you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Stay strong. They'll never get us, baby. You can, you will. You are the best. Hugs. I love each and every one of you. Hugs and daps. You know what I mean? God bless you all. Thank you for being here.